Hi, welcome back to Atlantic Building Inspections Report Writing Report Tutorial. This is video number 5, and in this video we are going to be discussing the plumbing section and how to use the report to fill out the plumbing section. Once again, same as the other videos, when you see these gray forms and boxes, automatically you need to protect the form and then use your drop down. In a condo situation like this, you may find that the shutoff valve is not found for the main water valve. It may be somewhere in the common area or somewhere where you simply cannot reach it or see it. However, it may be in the closet or it may be beside a water heater. In this case, we're going to put that it wasn't found, and we're going to, since the line wasn't found, we're going to put undetermined, not located. Visible interior supply piping. Very important, the word visible and visible. So if you see sticking out of the walls copper, then we're going to pick the one that says copper, majority not visible. Why? Because the majority of the plumbing is in the walls in a building. In a condo situation, we're just not going to see it. And if we see plastic underneath the sinks, then that's what we're going to put. Now, that doesn't mean that there isn't cast iron in the building, but again, we are only describing the visible drain, waste, and vent piping that we see. Gas, in this case, we're going to say none, but there may be natural gas or what have you, so we're going to pick those. Water supply source in a condo is always going to be public water, and the waste system is always going to be undetermined. We're going to have to ask the seller or the builder, so we're going to give them that information. If there's a wet bar in the living room, family room, master bedroom, then we're going to go ahead and put that in there. And then the water heater, we have a few choices here. Energy source, when we get to it, is it electric, is it gas, is it instant? The location, we have several locations here which we can pick from. So in this case, we're going to put it's electric, and we're going to put that it's in the hallway closet. And then we put how many gallons, let's say 30. And then the unit, let's say again, it's 2004. Now, let's say we don't find a water heater, and in a lot of cases, the building provides the hot water, so we will not find a water heater in a lot of cases. So what we do is we simply back up all of this and delete that, and then we go ahead and we lock the form and we choose this one here, which says not found, may be part of the building. Okay, and if it's not that way, then we just simply change that. Let's just say it's, in this case, it's not found, not part of the building, just to give you an idea. Okay, once again, we go to the observation section of the report, and we are not going to remove that until later, until we know what kind of observations we have found during the course of the inspection. We're going to go ahead and lock our form. Gas was not present. Supply piping always is partially inspected, and waste piping is always partially inspected. We don't see the pipes in the walls, we don't see the pipes in the ground, so obviously it's only partially inspected. Water heater was not located, so we're going to put here not present. And then since we do not have a second water heater, we're going to highlight the whole row, and we're going to backspace, and that gives us a clean observation area. We are always going to report on the water pressure, whether it's good, middle of the road, average, so to speak, or really bad. So in this case, let's just say that the water pressure is pretty good. So we're going to click on that, and we're always going to report the same in the waste piping. Is it good, which means it's draining? One or more fixtures drain slowly, which is an improvement item. They drained, one or more fixtures drain very slowly, or they drain very, very slow, and we are recommending videotaping the lines. Okay, so we're going to pick one of those. In this case, let's just say it's draining good. And then water heater was not located, so here we're going to pick the one that says not located. Now, keep in mind the one that says not located goes in here, and it becomes also a positive attribute because we're going to say here that the hot water was located. So if hot water was not located, and we are going to put in an observation that says no hot water, for example, we got to remember to remove this positive attribute. And so these are the little things that we want to make sure that we look at. All right, so let's just say that we did get hot water. All right, there are 3 pictures here that are mandatory. Okay, the first picture is going to be water pressure running out of one fixture by itself. The second picture is going to be water pressure running multiple fixtures simultaneously, and that's going to show the buyer the difference in the water pressure between running one fixture and running several fixtures at the same time. And the last one here is going to be a picture of our thermometer showing that there is hot water. So here what we do is we go here and we put insert picture, and then this is that large home that we were looking at in the previous video. So we're going to go to the first bathroom, and we're going to see here. We've got here the first picture taken, which is the water pressure running one fixture, water pressure running two fixtures, and the hot water. And we're going to hit the control button and pick those three pictures and hit insert. And then we're going to go ahead and move these pictures around so that they're in the right place. Hot water goes over here. So here we go. We've got water pressure running one fixture, water pressure running multiple, and a picture of the hot water being obtained at all the fixtures. Now, this and this picture, the difference between these two have to reflect what you've put here. And in this case, they do. Water from both hot and cold lines were obtained at all the plumbing fixtures today. The water pressure supplied to the fixtures is acceptable. It looks good. Okay. Based on the age of the property, we're either going to leave these in or we're going to remove them. If the property is 40 years or older, we're going to go ahead and we're going to lock the form, and we're going to switch this to the. And if the property is 40 years or older, again, we're going to switch it to the. The building is 30 to 40 years. Or if we're not sure or it's close, we're going to put if the building is 30 to 40 years or older. Now, if you are in a building that was built 3 years ago, you can safely remove this altogether. Not a problem, just backspace out of it. However, if not, if it's 20, 25-year-old building and it's close to these numbers, I would leave it in here. And then take your time and read this so that you understand what exactly it is that these two say. Bathrooms. Okay, so let's just say you have a master and a guest. You show up to the master bathroom, you lock your form, and you pick master bathroom. At that time, you realize there's a toilet, there's a sink, and there is a shower. Right? And so you don't know yet what's in the guest, so we're not going to pick these. So you go and you're doing your inspection, and the toilet is loose in the master bathroom. So you're going to click on none. You're going to do your drop down, and you're going to put here, toilet is loose. Now, in the parentheses here, you're going to put your cursor, and then you're going to pick the M, because that is going to tell the buyer, if you look at the legend down here, the M is for master, the G is for guest, the H is for hallway, and so on and so forth. So the buyer now says the toilet is loose where? The master bathroom. Okay? If you're going to put a price for that, then you come here and you go ahead and you put your price for that. Now, let's just say that the toilet is also loose in the guest bathroom. You can just simply put a comma and put G. Put a space to make it look nice, and then put G. So now it's in the master and in the guest bathroom. Okay? Well, let's just say you got to the guest bathroom and the toilet lid was cracked. You simply click there, put in the cursor in the, and you put G. So now he knows that the toilet is loose in the master and the toilet tank is cracked in the guest. Again, here you would go ahead and put, and then you could just put one space in there and get it done. There you go. All right. So let's say the sink is, the faucet leaks during use, and you're going to pick where. You're going to pick here, master, and then you're going to put your price. Okay, and the shower, we're going to say that the shower stall is very old, and we're going to put that that's the case in the master bathroom. Okay, so now we show up to the guest bathroom, and we're going to go ahead and we're going to lock the form, and we're going to put guest, because those are the two bathrooms we inspected. And then here we're going to then, we know this is our final bathroom. There is no bidet, not present, no tub, and actually there is a tub and there is a whirlpool. Okay. Now we're going to fill the whirlpool and we're going to run it, and we're going to say that it tested good. And then we're also going to describe where the motor access is. And we are going to then pick where the motor access is, but let's just say that there is no motor access. We're going to go ahead then and pick the one that says no motor access, and then we're going to pick which bathroom we're talking about. I usually put in a picture of the whirlpool running, so when we fill it and we test it, we always take a picture of it running, and that's very important. And a lot of times, most of the time, you'll see that I go ahead and pick my two frames and I put in a picture of the whirlpool running. Okay. Okay, so that all looks okay. let's say that the tub is, we've got some spillage around the tub. Where? In the guest bathroom. All right, so this concludes our bathroom section. It's completely filled out. Now we do the same thing. We double click here and we come up. So, okay, 350, that's 550, 750. So we've got $750 more or less of repairs. So we're going to say 500 to 850. Give them a good idea. Any limitations that we came across. Laundry sink was not tested. No water supply. Several fixtures were not tested. Steam equipment. Water heater not found. There you go. Water heater was not found or inaccessible. Now the last step of the section is to pick what we're going to send up to the report summary. Okay, this is good. Oops. This is good. This is good. This is okay. We are going to send this up as a limitation. So we're going to go ahead and double click on the water heater header. Click on the arrow, and here we're going to click on the arrow as well. So we're going to send both of these up there as a limitation. We are then going to go ahead and double click on the header toilet, send that up. Double click on these repairs, send them up. Double click on sinks, send that up. Double click on their observation, double click here. No, that's just a monitor item. Monitor item, this is a positive attribute. Everything there looks good. We are going to refresh the table and go to the table and then go up to the plumbing section. So we're going to scroll down. There's our plumbing section. And again, we're not going to move these to the next page until we're done. We're going to leave the no discernible significant repairs because there are no discernible significant repairs. There are some repairs, but they're not significant. So we are then going to put our limitation in here. And then in the bathroom section, we're going to denote the few repairs and then the cost summary. And then that brings us to our interior and appliance section. So we put our cursor inside that header, we hit enter, and it takes us to our interior page. Thank you for watching this video. If you have any questions, please give us a call. The next video is going to be on the interior and appliance section.